Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to make a new Snapchat filter, and I'm going to explain the process along the way. It was actually inspired because I do a little photography on the side, and I have one version of a photo that I really like. It's the original, but then I did a little editing on it, and now I kind of like the edited version as well. So the idea of this particular Snapchat filter is to kind of use augmented reality and see which one looks better on the wall so I can order it. So stay tuned, and yeah, this is going to be using a template, and it's fun. So just stay tuned. It won't take too long. Go ahead and close this out, and we'll get started. So I'm gonna open up Lens Studio. I did a previous video on how to download Lens Studio. If you want to find it, it's in the comments section below, or you can just subscribe to the channel. So we're going to start with new project. Oh, shoot. That's not what we want to do. I already messed up. Hold up. Okay, so I'm going to file, close to home, because that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's try this again. Templates is what we want. We're using a template. And the template we're going to be using for this one is Cutout. So as we did in a previous video, you can click here and learn more. The complexity is a little bit higher than the first one that we did. And you can click on the video and guide to learn more, but we're going to go ahead and get started on the project. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the grid area a little bit more than we did in the first video. So one of my biggest suggestions on getting acclimated and using Snapchat is just to focus on the areas that you need to be focusing on to create what you want to create. There's a lot of different components on here, and it can be overwhelming. So that's my personal trick of not being overwhelmed. If just focus on what I need to focus on and ignore the rest. So, and here on the left-hand side under objects, you can see where it says edit me and delete me and delete me. Those are things that we're going to be playing with as well. Let's see. The resources, you can see there's prefab stuff, meaning it's resources that's already provided with the Lens Studio. We can see the scene area and these little images, kind of like a placeholder for the image that we're going to put in there. And on the right-hand side, under the inspector panel, you can see some of the characteristics that we'll be playing for each one. So, and then if you click on here, preview. Now, I did some edits to my layout because just for my personal preferences. So you may have a preview on the far right-hand side because I think that is the default layout. You can play with it by clicking on window and panels, default layout, whatever it is that works better for you. But I like it like this because it gives me more of a work area instead of all four panels between the objects, resources, the grid, the inspector, and the preview being all scrunched on my screen size. I like the ability to be able to just click back and forth. So you can edit the settings to your preferences, here. And it may play with it a little bit to see what works best for you. Okay. So here on the left-hand side, if you hit this little arrow, you can drop down and you can see some of the components of it. Now, we're not really going to go onto this. Basically, the only thing we're going to do for this particular filter is edit the images. So let's go ahead and add our images in here first. So let's go ahead and resources, add new, import files. And desktop tutorials, Snapchat tutorials. Art is Smart. Art is Smart is another side project that I'm doing. I just figured this would be a good way to kind of build upon that. So these are the two files, the original Flower Warhol version. Okay. So now they're available in my resources. So all I'm going to do is, let's see. So this is what it looks like right now. Okay. It's like a little monster thing. And the idea behind it is like you can move it around, and this backdrop that you see will be, very dependent upon the setting that you're in. It would be whatever's in your backdrop. But there's 3 different components to this, and you can move them, for whatever your purposes are. And our purposes on our example is to see which picture we like best on our wall. So let's see. So, shoot. Okay, we have that selected. On this texture, you see monster face, and that's the first one. And we're just going to change flower original. We're going to drag that over there, and we're going to let it drop. Okay, and you can see how, it's now replaced. So now let's go to this one. So I'm actually going to hide this one just to give it some space. So you don't have to do all 3. I'm going to uncheck that checkbox because I'm not going to use that one. And I'm just going to go to this one. And you can see Monster Tail. And here's the Warhol version of my flower. There we go. Okay. And let's see. That's pretty much it. So all you need to do now is sending lens. Okay. So it's been sent, and I'll make another video and add this to it, or somehow we'll do something so that you can see the final result. But let's see. Original versus Warhol. Now you can choose, front camera, rear camera. For this, it just makes sense to have the rear camera and not anything else. So I'm gonna pick an image. Okay. Oh, it looks like I've exceeded my size. So this is going to be an issue. So it looks like it's 4.69 and not 4. So let's see. The lens must be a square image. Oh, that's not an issue. Let's see. Let's remove that. Okay. So, I'm going to have to play with the sizes here. Okay, so this video is going to take a little longer than I thought, but that's okay. So let's see how big these are. Now I'm old school, paint. So, you can use whatever photo thing you want. That's not what I want. Okay. Let's see. Going to resize this. Actually, let's see how big the file is. That's not what I wanted to do. View details. Okay, it's 319. So this one, the Warhol one's the one that's giving me issues here. Okay. I'll pause this while I do a little bit of investigating work. Okay, so I was able to compress it, and now it's a good bit smaller. So let's try this again. Open up Lens Studio. Go ahead and add those back. Now that I know what was the issue, that wasn't the issue. This one was. Okay, so same thing as before. We under Cutout Controller, which was the first one, which was the monster head, we are going to drag Flower Original in there. And for the second one, or actually the third one, because we're unselecting the check box in there, and we are dragging the Warhol version up in there. So now we can do, oh, I didn't even see this earlier. It told me before I'd exceeded 4 megabytes. Now we know. Okay, so I was going to do a preview. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Original versus Warhol. A rear lens only. I'm going to go ahead and edit this. Hit apply. And then hit publish. Hello. Now you probably won't see this. This is because where I have like an admin account or marketing account, but you won't see that. Yours will probably go straight to this particular page. And this you can do augmented. Oh shoot. Text. Okay. Flower. Warhol. Art. Whatever you want. We don't really have any triggers, so we're going to hit done. Not adding a preview, and hit submit. Okay. So this is pretty much it, and yeah, so I'll make a separate video, either combine it with this particular video or send it as a separate link in the comments so you can see the outcome of it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.